Hello and welcome to The Print. I'm Apoorva Mandhani, and with me I have today Uttar Pradesh Director General of Police, Mr. Prashant Kumar, who was appointed to the top post in January this year after surpassing several officers senior in hierarchy. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Sir, to start off, I just want to know how tough is this job? How challenging is it to be at the top post in a state like UP, which has always often had a tricky law and order situation, so to say?
It's always a privilege to be as DGP of Uttar Pradesh. It is the most populous state. At the same time, it is one of the biggest state of India, area-wise, and we have the distinction of the biggest civil police force, and our strength is around 3.15 lakhs. So managing anything of that nature, whether be it area wise, be it number wise, and be it the population of this state, it is very challenging.
Right.
And so much of fissures, cultural pockets, like we have Western UP, Rohilkhand, Awadh, Eastern UP, Bundelkhand. So these are the broad regional units in UP, and every place has its own distinction. Be it living style, be it crime pattern and cultural things, but overall binding is obviously it is Indo-Gangetic plane, and we are privileged to stay in one of the most fastest growing economy in the country at present, and we have a very dynamic political leadership, and who has given us a direction and unwavering support, and there is a clarity of thought in all the policy matter, and which has resulted in the overall development of the state, and in ease of doing business. The state has jumped from 15th place to 2nd place, and in last 5 years, the foreign investment is 400 times more than what it used to be 15 years, in last 15 years. So this shows the confidence of investor in UP, and the main factor is better law and order situation and better policies which can sustain and which can help in the proper industrial growth and overall development, and giving everyone a level playing field.
So you spoke about better law and order situation you just mentioned. Now UP police has been trying to sort of get this image makeover of a force with zero tolerance policy towards crime. But tell me about some of the steps that you're taking for this. How are you handling this?
First of all the appointments in the state is based on merit, and there is a stability of tenure.
Right.
We are dealing all the criminals with a very firm hand. We have taken very strong action against mafias. We have divided mafias into different categories, and all the actions are being taken as per law. We have a local act called Gangster Act,
Right.
so in which we confiscate the ill-gotten wealth of all the important mafias, and that runs into Arabs, and all the important mafias today in UP have been convicted by proper courts. They are not getting any relief from anywhere, and major mafias are behind the bar. At the same time, we are training our men. We have we are dealing criminals with very firm hand, but at the same time we are training our own manpower, training them with soft skills, increasing their professional efficiencies. Like the cybercrime is a major thing. So in that also we have made a quantum jump. So earlier there used to be only one. In 2017 there were only 2 cyber police stations in the whole state. So initially the number was increased to 18. Then recently all the district have at least one cyber police stations, and all the police stations have a cyber desk also to deal with the cyber crime. And the main emphasis of the government is on the safety, security and empowerment of women. So we have a dedicated plan of Mission Shakti. इनमें उसकी सुरक्षा, उसके सम्मान और स्वावलंबन तीनों मैटर पे we are continuously working. And in conviction in female related cases, our position is the best in the country.
So since you mentioned the list, I want to get to the list of gangsters that you have. But before that, you have this image of, you have a very tough image, and you also have the blessings of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath simply for your toughness. What do you have to say about this public image of yours?
You see, when you are dealing with mafias and criminals who have a criminal history of 4 decades, and they were never convicted. They were running the parallel government. So one has to be very tough with them. But at the same time, in any democratic setup, there should be a proper checks and balance. So we are working in the overall purview of all the guidelines given by Honorable Supreme Court, all the National Human Rights Commissions, State Human Rights Commissions, and all the legal formalities are being done. So it is a tough thing. It's like walking on a tightrope. So any problem happening, it will bring bad name to us. But at the same time, this is ये समय की नज़ाकत है और समय का ये तकाज़ा है कि हम अपराधियों पे कड़ी कार्रवाई करते हैं.
So now tell me about this list of gangsters. You of course have a list. It runs into pages. If you could give me some numbers on how many you've been able to take care of, how many are still active, and what is the next?
You see, I will tell you, in the past less than a year, we have got conviction in 31,000 cases.
Okay.
And out of which there's 31 cases in which we have secured capital punishment.
Okay.
All the important mafias which are there they all have been convicted. And most of them with the life imprisonment.
Okay.
The mafias with 40 years of criminal record getting convicted for the first time in past 1.5 years or 2 years. This speaks volume about the effort the department is making.
Right.
We have to give confidence to the witnesses also. So your interest will be protected. We are working on Witness Protection Act also, the guidelines issued by Honorable Supreme Court.
Okay.
And but fortunately, nothing adverse till date has happened, anything from any constitutional body in this country, and all the subordinates really required a lot of kudos for that. And at the same time, we are keeping track on our any person who go haywire and deviating from the legal routes.
So several opposition politicians, including Owaisi to Akhilesh Yadav to Mayawati, have raised questions over the circumstances under which Mukhtar Ansari died. And I know that there is a judicial probe that has been ordered. But as the top chief, what do you have to say about these opposition leaders suspecting foul play, so to say?
You see, first of all, it is whatever has happened, it is inside the jail. Jail is not under police department. First thing, it should be clear to everyone. Jail is a different department. Now, the person, when he was in Punjab, he fought tooth and nail. He gave affidavits. His personal affidavit is there. His wife's affidavit is there that he is suffering from heart ailment. From the time he is in UP jail, he has been provided all medical help.
Right.
I think more than 80 times. Whenever he had complained, medical aid has been given. He has been admitted in medical colleges, in PGI Lucknow, Prayagraj also. So people are there to say, but the judicial inquiry is going on. Magisterial inquiry is going on. Right. It will, if something has happened, it will come out.
So some politicians like OP Rajpur are also praising Ansari, talking about...
No, you see, I cannot comment on anything which has been told by any public representative. But from our point of view, in past 1.5 years, he was convicted for 8 times, including 2 life imprisonment.
Right.
And he has a very long history of criminal record.
Right. So now many questions have also been raised around encounters in UP. Of course, it's a phenomenon that's prevalent across the country. But there have been questions raised about a spurt in encounters in the past few years. What do you have to say about that, about this spate in encounter cases? What do you attribute it to?
You see, we have also lost our soldier. Policemen have also died. In one single incident, 8 policemen died at Kanpur, including one gusted officer. So these are professional hazards. If criminal is firing on us, we retaliate. So casualty can be from any side.
Right.
So we are not being given arms just for decoration. If it is required, we are empowered by law to, and there are certain guidelines which has to be followed after every police action. Until date, we haven't got any adverse things. So these things are I will say these are professional hazard, and overall it has given a lot of relief to common people, and which is reflected in the kind of investment we are getting in UP.
Right.
And the government is also getting this. It has a separate model. This model of law and order is famous everywhere.
So there are also allegations that a lot of these encounters are targeted towards a particular community. Of course, we have a case like Vikas Dubey as well, but there are insinuations and allegations that a majority of these encounters are targeted towards a community.
I don't think it has got any basis. If you go through the list, it doesn't stand. This allegation doesn't stand. Police have been very impartial in dealing with criminals. And while dealing with criminals, we don't differentiate. And nobody can, in case of some operation going on, you cannot choose that who is from which community and which caste. These are baseless allegations, which cannot be proved if you go through the list.
Okay. So, sir, when now just coming to CAA, when it was the law was passed, there were huge protests across UP as well, like different parts of the country. And at that time, UP police did face a bit of criticism in how they were handling these protesters. Now, when rules were notified, we didn't see any protests as such. Why do you think that is?
No, we did a lot of preparation for that, and we got a lot of support from all the community leaders, including all the religious leaders. We educated them. We prepared with all our resources at disposal, and we convinced them, and we got all the support. And this time our preparation was much better. And fortunately, and by God's grace, nothing happened in UP. However, there were a lot of potential for that kind of trouble happening. But everybody, the good thing prevailed at all the stakeholders level.
So also UP is often, it has this good or bad reputation of enforcing what is known as bulldozer justice. Now I understand that civic authorities are involved, the municipal corporation gets involved, and police is just there to enforce it. But what do you have to say about enforcement of what is known as bulldozer justice?
You see, when you suppose I make some building, I encroach on some a river bed or some small pond, which is totally unjustified, or I encroach in somebody else's land, and revenue authorities, after giving proper notices, remove that encroachment. It should not be treated as high-handedness. It is the person who encroached that thing. Rather, the cost of breaking those things should be recovered from the person who has encroached that land illegally. And fortunately for us, in no case of bulldozer activity, people are there to go to any competent court. We haven't got any adverse order till date. This shows that bulldozer actions are not randomly used. It is properly, the cases are identified, proper notices are being given, and then after the due date, the encroachments are being removed.
Right. Okay. And so, you'd also, UP had set up anti-Romeo squads a few years ago. Do we have any update on that? Has it been rendered redundant, or what are the achievements, if at all?
No. Anti-Romeo is part of overall Mission Shakti.
Okay.
So I told you that right from the very beginning, government's priority is for the girl child and the women.
Okay.
So, महिला के सुरक्षा, security, सम्मान, safety and empowerment. So, for safety, security and empowerment of any women, we are taking action.
Okay.
So, it is very well, it is already there, and we put anti-Romeo squad in civil dresses also at all the important places, all the chowrahas. We have a dedicated department headed by a lady ADG level officer who's continuously working. We whenever we get the call, we monitor it live.
Okay.
And we provide immediate security. We rush our emergency vehicles.
Okay.
And we provide all security to our the ladies or anybody, and it is round the clock. It is not that it is only during the daytime.
Okay. So tell me about these men in civil dresses in chowrahas that you were talking about. Tell me a bit more about that.
So it's during on all the ladies schools, ladies colleges, all the important malls, important crossings, busy places, all the important fairs, festivals, We have proper duties in uniform and in civil. We monitor it through drone also. We have the drones are connected to our headquarters, a control room. From there, the gusted of the level officer, they monitor everything. Any unusual movement, anything, we immediately provide relief.
Okay. So one last question before we wrap up this interview. Now, ahead of the elections, what are some of the top law and order issues that are on your mind?
So, it's a big election, and we are having election in 7 phases. All the phases, we have elections in UP, and it will start from the western UP. It will go towards eastern side with phases. 80 parliamentary constituencies are going for poll, and it's a massive movement of forces. So managing the logistics, manpower, equipment is a challenge, but we are fully geared up. This preparation is going on for the last 6 months, and we are keeping all our resources in ready position. There are certain challenges, like certain remote places are there, some shadow areas or some riverine areas, and mostly in on our Tarai belt. Some areas which are not motorable. But we keep enough resources. Our sets are there, radio sets are there, and then our people go there. But fortunately, like some hilly terrain, we don't have that tough areas, but we manage it very well. We have enough resources and technical gadgets to manage things in a free and fair manner. Last time in 2022 also, not a single incident happened during the elections. So this time also, we are prepared for a free, fair, violence-free, peaceful, and inducement-free elections.
On that note, we've reached the end of this interview. Thank you for joining us, sir, and thank you to all our viewers for watching. This is Apoorva Mandhani with National Photo Editor Praveen Jain. Thank you for watching.